So CBS Sports ranked all the quarterbacks in the NFL based on different tiers. And let's talk about it. So starting off right away, our first tier is tier 6, which is backs against the wall. And honestly, I agree with all three of the four quarterbacks here. I don't think Bryce Young is back against the wall. And listen, okay, I understand the mentality of, well, the Panthers are going to give up on him and try to move on from him because, they're a losing franchise and they want, actual production. I don't think they will, though, right? I know that's the mentality, but I don't think they will because they've already fired a head coach twice in 2 years. I don't think that moving on, because you got to look at the upcoming draft classes. The upcoming draft classes, yes, Carson Beck looks really good, but there isn't really any crazy, insane quarterbacks in the next upcoming draft classes that would be to a point where you would move on to a new quarterback, right? This last draft class, that was the draft class. If you want a quarterback, you go get one. So I don't really think they're going to move on for Bryce Young, personally speaking. So I would agree with all these except for Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young is not in that category. Maybe in the future he is in a couple years if he still doesn't work out. But for right now, I think it's fine. All right. You can win with them. Baker, Geno, Gardner Minshew, Derek Carr, and Kirk Cousins. I feel like you could put a lot of quarterbacks in this tier. I feel like it's more than just these five right here. And I will say, going back, if you're going to put that tier on there, I think you can. Yeah, never mind. I would say there's a lot of other quarterbacks except for the ones we just looked at that you could put in this category. But let's just continue down the line here. So the next one is intrigued with question marks. See, I think Trevor Lawrence should be, you can win with them. Okay. These three 100% fit this mold. 100% these three hit that mold. Trevor Lawrence, I don't really think there's any question marks for Trevor Lawrence. I think we know what Trevor Lawrence is. I think he is a decent quarterback, but I don't think he's an elite quarterback. I think he's a good, above average, and I think he could be successful, and he could probably win you a playoff game or two. He already won one when he came back against the Chargers, which I think a lot of people will give him credit for, but you have to keep in mind, he also threw 4 interceptions in that game. Aaron Rodgers, that is, other than injury concerns, right? Because injury concerns is a huge thing with him. He got hurt last year. Outside of injury concerns, I don't know how many more question marks people have about him. You kind of know what you got with Rodgers. And it's not amazing, but it's not like to a point where you're like, oh, well, what am I going to get out of him? You're going to get a quarterback who I don't think is going to go out there and win MVP, but you're going to get a quarterback that can take a team to the playoffs, lose in the NFC Championship game. Oh, wait, he's in the AFC now. And he would have to get through the Chiefs and the Bengals. Can lose in the wild card, and that's pretty much that. I mean, I wouldn't say that there's many question marks around him. I think you know what you have in him. The question is, will it work out? And I think that a lot of that goes down to the coaching. So, Tua, again, yeah, I think there's some question marks. But the problem is, he needs to get paid, and he's about to get paid. And when he gets paid, you can't have question marks in a $270+ million contract in his hand. That's the problem with him. And that's also the problem with Trevor Lawrence, is he just got paid big boy money. But you can't have question marks and get paid that much money. You're going to pay your quarterback that much money. You got to have answers, not questions. Sneaky upside and high-level starters. I hate on Dak too. I really do. But I feel like Dak Prescott should be a little bit higher tier than this. In all honesty. And Stafford did win a Super Bowl. It was bullcrap and it was cheated and Logan Wilson never held. But that's beside the point. He still did win a Super Bowl. I feel like he should be a little higher than this also. Yeah, all of these guys, I will say, have very high ceilings. I think they have pretty decent floors, though. Stafford has injury concerns, which is his biggest problem. But everybody else on this list, I think they have really good floors and Super Bowl ceilings. I wouldn't be surprised outside of Justin Herbert if any of these quarterbacks won a Super Bowl. So I feel like some of these quarterbacks should be higher. Could join Big 3 next year. Do not tell me when you say Big 3, you mean the... You mean could be inside the top 3 quarterbacks in next year. Well, that's weird because Joe Burrow is the best. Even if you don't think he's the best, he's the second best. Okay? He's either the best or the second best. There's no arguing that. You know, there's a lack of Josh Allen on this list, and there's one more tier we have to go through, and that's kind of frightening to me. Oh, Lord. The Big 3. Yeah. Lamar? Listen. I think Lamar is a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. He won MVP twice. Okay? I'm not even going to argue right now why he shouldn't be a top 3 quarterback and why he's not better than Joe Burrow. I'm not going to argue that. What I'm going to argue is Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes, guys won 3 Super Bowls, okay, multiple MVP awards, popularity contests, whatever, right? That is what it is. I'm not going to look too far into that. But tell me what Josh Allen has done that's better than Joe Burrow. This is why I hate the argument that Josh Allen is better than Burrow. Because every argument people use is, well, Burrow never won MVP. Neither did Josh Allen. Well, Burrow, he's been to a Super Bowl. Josh couldn't get there. He won a championship game and got there the following year. Josh Allen could never. Burrow is literally perfect in the playoffs. Not perfect record. I think he has 2 losses. Josh Allen chokes in the playoffs. There's no scenario where you could tell me with this Big 3 that Joe Burrow is not inside the top 3. CBS Sports, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Just what are we doing? Because how? How? I just want to know how. Like, I don't care. You have Patrick number 1. Okay, whatever. You have Lamar in the top 3. I don't care. How in any way is Allen better than Joe? I don't get it. I that's something I don't understand. But yeah, I agree. CJ Stroud, Jordan Love. I agree with all this. I think you could Josh Allen change out with Joe and say that Joe is number 2, Lamar is number 3, and maybe Josh Allen could join the top 3 next year, depending on how much better he plays than Lamar. But I already think Josh. By the way, this is funny too because on my channel, Josh Allen is a better quarterback in my opinion than Lamar Jackson. I think he's the 3rd best quarterback in the NFL, but he's not better than Patrick, and he's not better than John. Better than Joe. It doesn't matter what anyone tells me. I will never get behind that point. I can say 1,000 takes and someone says ridiculous, or someone can disagree with me 1,000 different takes. I'm not going to ever give up on that take that I don't think Josh Allen is better than Joe Burrow. But again, I still think Josh Allen's the 3rd best quarterback in the NFL. He is good. He's amazing. I think single-handedly, he's like the white Cam Newton. But he can also throw it better, I feel like. I don't know. He throws some ducks sometimes, too. But this is not Josh Allen catching strays, okay? Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.